Do you want to take it away and introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name's George.
I'm Laurence. I'm Charlie.
I'm 19, I'm from Manchester.
I'm 20. I'm 20 years old. I'm from Manchester.
When we transitioned you into management, what's been your best month?
Best month now was January, which was 13k pounds.
We did, what, 5k in 1 week?
Yeah, 15k in the first month of the offer.
In November, I did a 13k month in
brilliant.
British pounds, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
All right, I'm here with George, one of my management students. George, do you want to take it away and introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name's George, I'm 19, I'm from Manchester. Started in the appointment setting space around August time, and then came to Oscar for about October for management, and yeah.
Brilliant. I'm sat here with Laurence, one of my management students. Laurence, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Laurence. I'm 20 and been in the online space now for the last 8 months, and started off as a setter for about 5 months, then transitioned into management, setter management, and then now picking up closing as well, so you know I can get that full sales management position.
I'm here with one of my management students, Charlie. Charlie, if you want to introduce yourself to the camera.
Yeah, so I'm Charlie, I'm 20 years old, I'm from Manchester, and I've been in the high ticket sales space for the past 8 months now.
If we were to look back at your journey into setting and through setting, what were kind of the best months that you were doing whilst you were actually just setting?
My best months as a setter were around the 3k mark, so I didn't actually get to 5k as a setter, but I knew I had the skill set available and I had the results behind me, consistent results behind me to, you know, be able to teach someone else and get them into a good position.
And then transition into management, what kind of things has management allowed you to be able to do? I mean, we're sat here in a villa, but just talk to the people and tell them what.
Exactly that. Being able to be out here, you know, there's 13 of us boys. We've been in 2 villas in 10 days, going to all these sick places around the world, and, you know, you're still getting money in. You're earning more than you were in a job, and you're able to just work out here. It's crazy, to be honest.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant, and it's been a pleasure having you here along with us, Laurence, because you weren't necessarily part of the community that we brought out here, but now you've become literally part of us and one with us. And I mean, Laurence now, for context, works on one of my offers closing. So do you want to talk about how your transition into closing went? Yeah,
so I was working actually as a setter on a role previously, and the offer owner wasn't happy. He didn't want to take calls all the time, so you know, it's those uncomfortable positions you find yourself in, and that's where, you know, growth can happen. And that's where I stood up and I was like, fine, I'll take the calls myself. You know, got some results behind me, came to Oscar. Oscar told me about an offer he was running. So I was like, give me a shot, I'll do it, take it, why not? And, you know, we did, what, 5k in 1 week.
Yeah, 15k in the first month of the offer. So
and that's from the start, so only bigger and better from here.
Yeah, and it's been a pleasure to have you on that team. So thank you for sitting down, Laurence. It's been a pleasure having you here. We're in Morocco, and
thank you.
Look forward to bigger and better things. When you came to me, what sort of money were you making a month at that time from appointment setting?
So I think my best month was about £1,800. So yeah, it was not bad, but like I said, I was kind of stuck, and I didn't really want to be stuck at you know, the 2k month. I wanted to push, and I knew the management route was something that I kind of see any future in.
Exactly. And then when we transitioned you into management, what's been your best month?
My best month now was January, which was 13k pounds, which is stupid to say. I still don't really kind of understand how much money I'm actually making, but no, it's been a pretty mad journey over the last few months, but yeah, it's been great.
And what was the transition into management actually like?
For me, I found it quite easy because, like I said, I did have people around me that was obviously helping me out a lot, and I feel like I did have management skills that, you know, you simply can't teach, and I felt like I had that already, but like with the backing of Oscar and Lennon and having other people in the back, there was lots of people helping me that kind of pushed me on to, you know, be able to hit them 5-figure months.
That's brilliant. And what was it like when you first hit that first 10k month? I remember you text me, but what was that?
Yeah.
What was that feeling like?
No, that was probably one of the best days of my life, if I'm being honest. Like, I was out with a few of the boys, and I hit a 3k day, and I just messaged Oscar, and I was nearly breaking down. I won't lie. It was a weird moment because I never really thought that coming into the space that I was going to be able to make that type of money. I thought, you know, a few £1,000s here and there, then I'd be happy, you know, on top of what I'm earning in my job. But you know, it's allowed me to leave my job, be able to travel to places like Morocco. Like, we're literally just sat here in a villa with all the boys, And I've literally just booked a one-way flight to Thailand 10 minutes ago with one of my best mates that I've grew up with since I was literally 10 years old.
George, if someone's stuck in an appointment setting, making maybe £2,000-3,000 a month, maybe they don't really know where next to go, what would you say to them?
Yeah, so you need to reinvest in yourself at the end of the day, because like 2 or 3k a month isn't bad for, you know, a young lad, but at the end of the day, you kind of maxed out around that mark. So you kind of want to invest if you want to progress yourself further and actually start making more money online. So like, you've got to keep reinvesting in yourself and leverage what you've learned in one skill and utilize it and push into another skill.
Exactly. So to the George listening out there that was making 1.8k a month, what's one thing that you'd say to him?
Yeah, I'd just say like stick to it, because even in the first month of appointment setting, I remember it pretty clearly. I made £33 that month and I thought about quitting, but at the end of the day, that's why most people don't succeed, because they feel like they're going to see results straight away. And it did take me, you know, 2 or 3 months to actually start seeing the money come through. And then it just blew up from there. So you just need to stick at it, like whatever it is, whether it's appointment setting or a different skill, like you just need to stick to it and work every day to make sure you achieve the goal that you've got in sight.
Well, it's been a pleasure, George. Thanks for sitting
Thank you,
down.
mate.
No worries, thank you. So do you want to describe how you actually entered the space to start with?
Yeah, so was just working a standard 9 to 5 at an investment firm. I just wasn't too happy with, one, how much I was earning, and two, how restricted I was from my job that I was working. So I began looking at things that I could do online, you know, other ways that I could kind of make money. It was a long time coming because, you know, from the beginning, from before I even got that job, I was always looking at that side hustle that would help me get a bit more extra money. I never really wanted to work that 9 to 5. And finally, after about 8 months into my job, I finally came across the online sales space and took it upon to get a mentorship to actually get me into it. You know, that first actual real investment into myself was what made me take it serious, was what put me like in the position where I was putting in a lot of time and effort into it, and over time I just got here essentially, didn't I?
Brilliant. So from that initial investment, that obviously got you to a point with your setting. What was the kind of like best month you did with just appointment setting?
It was probably, is this before management, would you say?
Before management, before anything, just best month.
The month where I quit my job, where I handed my notice in, I did 6.4 grand that month.
Yep.
I'd gotten to the point where I balanced 2 clients on top of my job. That was where it was like, yeah, I know I need to go all in for this month here, because this is going to be the like now or never kind of break to get me past that point. And, you know, balancing the 2, obviously extra workload, but it paid off with how much I got paid that month.
Brilliant. And then obviously the transition into management, what made you realise that that was a necessity and a need that you needed to do?
I feel like because after I got past that 5k a month, obviously I was striving towards 10k. I was striving towards being completely comfortable each month after I'd gone full time into it. And I felt like it was the perfect way to properly transition past setting. You know, I always wanted to just keep improving my skills within sales. I knew that I had a very good knowledge and skill set within setting, and I wanted to pass that over and actually provide even more value to some clients by actually coming in, saving them more time and managing the setters, making sure that they're doing top performance.
Brilliant. So with that transition into management, what's been your best month now?
In November, I did a 13k month in British pounds, which was pretty good. It wasn't too bad.
And then we look at last month. Last month we finished on?
Last minute month we finished on 8k. So
8K.
Not where I wanted to be over that 10k mark, but we're getting there this month for sure.
We're getting there consistently, yeah. And that's all the best bits are just keeping those building blocks going up and improving our skills. So what do you think was like something that made you realise that you needed to move into management, then to step away from setting finally?
I just thought, like, you know, built up the skill set, wanted to put the time, put the effort into setting, learning the foundation of sales. How could I now leverage my time? How could I now provide even more value than just a setter? You know, and I looked at multiple different options. There's obviously growth up, there's closing, there's call setting, there's setter management, and setter management just appealed to me the most. You know, I enjoyed helping other setters that were originally in my position get to the highest point that they could be, whilst also providing so much usefulness to the client in that sense, and it worked.
That's brilliant. And now to look back at the Charlie that used to just be a setter, what would you say to someone in his shoes that needs to probably make that jump but is a little bit wary of it now?
I mean, it goes back to the exact same kind of pattern to when you started. You know, you're on the edge a bit. You know, you needed to make a decision, but you're obviously skeptical because it probably took an investment in yourself, or it probably took a leap into an uncomfortable situation. Exact same situation now. You know, you might have gotten to the point where you're a little bit comfortable in your setting roles. You know you're going to get however much on these setting role clients. You know you've got a good client, and it's that scary move because you don't know what's going to happen with management. But it goes to the same again. You want to keep progressing past 5k months, past 10k months. You want to start really leveraging your time so you can put it onto other things and keep making yourself more valuable. You know you need to change. You know you're going to need to advance within the sales space.
Exactly. And then next steps for you, where do you see yourself going in the future now?
I want to now focus on my skills within closing.
Yeah.
Now, I know that's quite different to management, but the reason why I say that is because I do want to transition into sales management. Now, with sales management, you obviously need every single area tapped in. You know, you want to be able to handle the entire sales funnel process. And I just think developing my skills in closing first, because I know it's already something that very much interests me, I can see myself providing even more value than what I'm doing now.
That's brilliant. Well, it's been a pleasure, Charlie. Thank you for coming out to Morocco.
Thank you,
and
mate.
It's been brilliant.
Come on,
Thank you.
G.